Hey guys, it's the girl Tara here from Blondie Yoga. We are back for another Thursday yoga session. So, I need to be honest with you guys. I went a little too hard in the club and I strained my right hip. So I was expecting to bring a yoga flow, but I think this is a perfect opportunity to give you 3 hip opening exercises to show that hip some more love. And sometimes it takes rest, sometimes it takes a little bit of stretching, sometimes you actually need to work it out. So I worked it out this morning, now I'm gonna get into the stretching and I'm gonna show you 3 hip opening exercises. So let's get started. Coming onto your mat here, we are gonna start into a down dog position. So bringing your wrists in line with your shoulder blades here, tucking your toes to pike your hips up to the sky. I apologize as I'm not going to exaggerate these poses as it will hurt me. So kicking our right foot up and then bending your knee into your nose to step it through. And then slowly placing your left knee down, coming into our first pose, lunge. So great pose to do as we're focusing on the left hip flexor here. And what I want you to do to really focus on that hip flexor and less of this leg, your right leg, I want you to walk your foot forward a little bit more. And then from here, keeping my left leg exactly as it is, I'm gonna bounce into this pose a little bit. So I'm bending forward and then I'm just gonna back off. And then I'm gonna do that 2 more times as I like 3. So bouncing into it and then backing off. And then this last one, I'm gonna bounce into it, trying to make sure that knee's in line with that ankle as we're not focusing on this leg, we're focusing on this hip. So from here, I'm gonna place my hands onto my hips, and all I'm gonna do here is slowly give it a little bit of a back bend, and you will feel that very intensely, I promise. We're gonna do everything on the right side for right now, and then I will show you the 3 poses on the left side as well, so we could go through a little bit more of a sequence together. About 2 more breaths here. And then slowly we're gonna back off of this, bringing our right foot to the left side of our mat, coming through to pigeon. So from here, placing our palms down to assist us, bringing that right knee down to the mat. Now something I wanna talk about is anatomy. So sometimes this is more comfortable than this, and that just depends on your anatomy. Both are okay. So bringing our right knee down, extending through the ball of our left foot. We're gonna grow the crown of our head up here and slowly bringing our weight down. So you can sleep your pigeon by bowing forward. If it's too much for you, just staying up on your palms. Or even if you have a block around, you could place it underneath your right hip here. For here, I'm just gonna show you 2 breaths in sleeping pigeon. 1 more breath. Then slowly I'm gonna walk myself back up, and I'm going to keep my right leg where it is, but slowly bring my left knee forward. So now I'm coming through shoelace or eagle legs. So I'm gonna face you guys so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So from here, I keep my feet flexed and make sure I have my sit bones down on the mat. If this is too much for you, just taking fire log here also does enough, or maybe this does more for you than shoelace. So trying to just find your body and how it works best and how these poses feel in your body. So keeping our hip bones down. What you're trying to do here is align your knees on top of one another. It takes a lot, but a lot of this is focusing on the outer hip here. So it might be more intense or less intense. You might be just a little shoestring that can be tied. I have really tight hip flexors, really tight hamstrings, as you guys probably can tell. And you're welcome to grab onto your knee, pulling it towards you, growing that crown of your head tall, and then slowly just bowing forward. So we're trying to never look like we're in the pose, but feel like we're into the pose. So you can bend your back forward, or you can feel like you're into the pose by pulling your knee towards your chest with a long spine. And maybe if this is something you'd like to stay in longer, you can start to bring your knee towards your nose, but trying to get through the technicality of it so that you don't injure yourself. And I know your girl's on an injured hip right now. 2 more breaths here before we move to the other side. So our 3 poses was 1 lunge, 2 pigeon, 3 shoelace or eagle legs. So we're gonna slowly lift ourselves back up, rolling over your knees to come back into that tabletop position. So I thought I could do it at you guys, but I can't. Now coming into my less injured hip, we're gonna tuck our toes, lift our hips up, kicking our left leg up to the sky, bending that knee towards our nose, stepping it through, placing our right knee back down, and wiggling our left toes forward, and then slowly rising up. I'm not gonna go into this side too much as my right hip is the one that's injured. So I'm gonna slowly bounce into this. And these movements don't have to be far for you to feel them, okay? So that was 2 bounces. Okay, 1 more, and I'm gonna pause to hold. Then from here, I'm gonna kind of tuck that pelvis underneath me to protect that lower back, pulling the rib cage together. Just slowly bring my weight backwards into a little bit of a back bend. Does not need to be far for you to feel this, and especially if one hip needs more love than the other. 2 more breaths. And then slowly coming back through to center, bringing your right foot to the right edge of your, left foot to your right edge of your mat, and slowly bending into that knee, straightening out your right leg, and letting yourself come into pigeon. So our first pose is lunge, second one is pigeon. So from here, we're gonna lift the crown of our head up to the sky before we slowly bow forward. You are more than welcome to stay here, or you're welcome to sleep your pigeon. For me, I'm feeling a little bit tight on this side, so one arm feels good, but I don't think I could get both, and that's okay because it's a daily practice. Our flexibility and our strength and our nutrients, are different day to day, and that's okay. 2 more breaths here. And then slowly placing weight back into our palms, keeping our left leg as it is. We're gonna press up on those right toes and just kick our right leg underneath our left, sitting back on our hips, coming through shoelace or eagle legs here. So this side might feel better or worse than the other side, always just trying to pay recognition to how the body feels without judgment. Slowly placing our sit bones down, trying to get those knees stacked on top of each other. If this is too much or you'd like to try something else, you're welcome to come into fire log. Equally as great on the hips. For me, I need a little bit more, so shoelace is perfect. And then I'm gonna grow the crown of my head up to the sky and slowly just bringing my hands onto my knee and just bowing forward. And it's not a huge bow forward as I'm really feeling this. About 2 more breaths here, maybe seeing if you could come into the pose a little bit more. And then backing off by bringing yourself back through center, rolling back into that tabletop position. Let's take a rounded cat-cow for good measures. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round, coming through to cow, tucking that chin into the chest. Then coming back through to center. So thank you guys so much for watching. Those are 3 hip exercises and strengthening and a little bit of stretching you can do to help those hips. Especially important if you're sitting down all day or if you just have tight hamstrings and hip flexors like your girl. And maybe you're just kicking it a little too high at the club and you injure your hip just like me. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. You know what to do, YouTube. Like, subscribe, and I will get back to you with new content every week. So thank you so much. Mwah.